The 1987 Lincoln Memorial cent may look like an ordinary penny, but behind this small copper-colored coin is a long story of American history, tradition, and change. Millions of these coins passed through people's hands during the late 1980s, quietly becoming part of daily life across the United States. Today, collectors and history lovers still admire the 1987 Lincoln cent because it represents more than money. It represents a connection to America's past and the enduring legacy of President Abraham Lincoln. The Lincoln cent first appeared in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Before that year, American coins usually featured symbolic figures rather than real people. Lincoln became the first actual historical figure ever shown on a regular United States coin. The design was created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, whose initials, VDB, became famous among collectors. By 1987, the Lincoln cent had already been in circulation for nearly 80 years. The obverse, or front side, still featured the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing to the right. Around his image appeared the words, "In God We Trust," at the top, "Liberty" on the left side, and the date 1987 on the right. Coins minted in Denver also carried the small "AD" mint mark below the date, while coins from Philadelphia had no mint mark at all. The reverse side displayed the Lincoln Memorial, one of the most recognized monuments in the United States. This design was introduced in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Created by Frank Gasparo, the reverse showed the memorial building in Washington, D.C., with tiny details so sharp that Lincoln's statue could actually be seen between the columns under magnification. Around the memorial appeared the inscriptions, "United States of America, 1 cent," and the national motto, "E pluribus unum," meaning, "out of many, one." The year 1987 was an interesting period in American history. The Cold War between the United States and the Soviet Union was slowly moving toward its final years. Technology was changing rapidly, and personal computers were becoming more common in homes and schools. Ronald Reagan was serving as President of the United States, and the country was experiencing major economic and cultural shifts. During this time, the humble penny remained one of the most widely used coins in the nation. Although the 1987 penny looked similar to earlier Lincoln cents, an important change had already taken place a few years before. Until 1982, most Lincoln cents were made primarily of copper. Rising metal prices made these coins expensive to produce, so the United States Mint changed the composition in 1982. By 1987, Lincoln cents were made mostly of zinc with a thin copper coating. These new coins weighed only 2.5 grams, compared to the older bronze cents that weighed 3.11 grams. This change in composition is one reason collectors pay attention to 1987 pennies. While they are common coins, they belong to the modern era of zinc-based cents that marked a major transition in United States coin production. The shift helped reduce minting costs and allowed the penny to remain in circulation despite increasing metal prices. The 1987 Lincoln cent was produced at several mint facilities. The Philadelphia Mint struck billions of coins without a mint mark, while the Denver Mint produced billions more carrying the AD mint mark. In addition, the San Francisco Mint struck proof coins specially made for collectors. Proof coins were produced using polished dies and carefully prepared blanks, giving them a mirror-like finish and sharp details. Because so many 1987 pennies were minted, most examples are worth only face value today. However, collectors still search for coins in perfect condition or with unusual minting errors. Some pennies may have off-center strikes, doubled letters, or other rare mistakes that make them valuable. High-grade uncirculated examples can also attract interest from collectors trying to build complete Lincoln cent sets. One fascinating part of the Lincoln Memorial cent series is how long it lasted. The Memorial reverse design continued from 1959 until 2008, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. The 1987 penny belongs to this classic era that many Americans remember from everyday life. For decades, these pennies jingled in pockets, filled piggy banks, and appeared in cash registers across the country. The penny itself has always carried symbolic importance in the United States. Abraham Lincoln is remembered as the president who guided the nation through the Civil War and helped end slavery. His image on the cent serves as a reminder of unity, freedom, and perseverance. Even on a small 1-cent coin, Lincoln's presence gives the penny a deeper historical meaning. Coin collecting also became increasingly popular during the 1980s. Many people searched through pocket change looking for rare dates, mint marks, or errors. The Lincoln cent series was often the starting point for young collectors because pennies were easy to find and inexpensive to save. Countless collections began with simple coins like the 1987 Lincoln cent. Today, the 1987 Lincoln Memorial cent remains easy to find, but it still holds value as a historical object. It reflects the economic conditions, technology, and culture of the late 20th century. It also represents the continuing evolution of American coinage, from heavy bronze cents to modern zinc-based coins. Collectors often preserve these pennies in albums, rolls, or protective holders. Even though the coin is common, its connection to Abraham Lincoln and American history keeps it meaningful. Some people enjoy searching for bright red uncirculated examples, while others look for proof versions from San Francisco with deep mirror surfaces. The Lincoln cent series continues today, although the reverse design changed in 2009 for Lincoln's bicentennial celebration and later adopted the Union Shield design. Still, the Lincoln Memorial cents remain among the most recognized coins ever produced by the United States Mint. In the end, the 1987 Lincoln Memorial cent is more than just spare change. It is a small piece of American history that tells the story of a nation, a president, and the everyday lives of millions of people. From its iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln to the image of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, this coin carries decades of tradition in the palm of your hand. Though billions were made, every 1987 penny represents a moment in time. It reminds us that even the smallest coins can hold great historical significance. For collectors, historians, and everyday people alike, the 1987 Lincoln Memorial cent goodbye guys.